When you're little, you think that your parents know everything, so when they tell you that carrots help you see in the dark, or that spinach makes you strong, you believe them. Everyone's parents seem to have the same lies to tell, so we asked around and collected the 19 best lies that people were told about their food. Number 1. Having milk after eating fish can give you spots. This is truly an old wives' tale that has been told the world over, but where did it come from? Well, it's no secret that both milk and fish are really nasty when they go off. And in the days before refrigeration and pasteurization, you can imagine how quickly things went off, which could very easily cause food poisoning. But spots? Well, that's just untrue. There is no evidence to suggest that eating dairy and fish together will have any sort of effect on your skin. Number 2. If you swallow bubble gum, it will stay in your tummy for years. Although gum is designed to be chewed and not swallowed, but it isn't particularly harmful if swallowed. Despite what your parents told you, it doesn't take 7 years to digest gum. While it is true that your stomach cannot digest the gum, it doesn't stay in your stomach. It moves relatively intact through your digestive system and out the other end. Number 3. The ice cream van only plays its tune when they have run out of ice cream. There is no rhyme or reason to this one other than your parents didn't want you eating ice cream. Number 4. Fish fingers are made by cutting fingers of fish. The playful idea that fish have fingers, which are then cut off to make fish fingers, is a humorous myth that many parents share with their children. This silly story not only sparks laughter, but also cleverly masks the reality of processed foods. But as you have grown up now, you know obviously there is no reality in this other than your parents could lighten up your mood around mealtime and make the idea of eating fish more entertaining for you. Number 5. Ice cream sundaes can only be enjoyed on Sundays. The playful notion that ice cream sundaes can only be enjoyed on Sundays is a clever trick some parents use to limit their kids' treats while saving money. By associating this delicious dessert with a specific day of the week, parents can create a fun and special tradition, making Sundays feel even more exciting. As a grown-up child, now you know the reality behind this story, that whether your parents wanted to save money or prevent you from unhealthy cravings. Number 6. Chocolate milk comes from brown cows and regular milk comes from black and white cows. The belief that chocolate milk comes from brown cows and regular milk from black and white cows is just a playful myth. While the color logic might seem convincing, the truth is that all cows, regardless of their color, produce regular white milk. Chocolate milk is simply regular milk mixed with cocoa and sugar. Number 7. Eating cheese before bed will give you nightmares. In 2005, the British Cheese Board funded a study to see if there was any foundation to this lie, and in conclusion they found that there is no link between bad dreams and cheese, but they did find that cheese might be able to influence what you dream about, as there is an essential amino acid in milk called tryptophan, and tryptophan is known to be helpful in normalizing sleep and reducing stress levels. Number 8. Bread crusts will make your hair curly. Now that we're all grown up, we know that it's pretty unlikely that eating bread crusts will do anything to your hair, but that doesn't mean it isn't good for you. In fact, there is evidence of a higher concentration of nutrients in the crust than the center. Legend says that this particular food myth may have started in Europe several hundred years ago, where a thick head of curly hair was known to be a sign of good health. Number 9. Drinking coffee as a kid will stunt their growth. The idea that drinking coffee stunts your growth is a myth. There's no scientific evidence to support this claim, as coffee has no direct effect on height or growth. The myth may have started because caffeine can disrupt sleep and reduce calcium absorption, both important for growing kids. However, studies show that moderate coffee consumption doesn't significantly affect bone health if a balanced diet is maintained. While it's a good idea for children to limit caffeine due to its other effects, coffee itself won't stunt your growth. Number 10. Brown spots on banana are actually caramel spots. The idea that the brown spots on bananas are caramel is a whimsical myth. In reality, those brown spots are a sign of ripening and indicate that the banana is becoming sweeter as it ages. The natural sugars in the banana, specifically fructose, glucose, and sucrose, break down, leading to the brown color. While the idea of fighting over caramelized bits is amusing, it's the natural process of ripening that makes bananas so tasty. Number 11. The moon is made of cheese. Everyone over the age of 10 knows the moon does not consist of fatty dairy products, despite what our elders tried to convince us of. The earliest record of this far-fetched story is from a medieval folk tale in which a ravenous wolf chases a fox hoping to score an easy meal. The fox convinces his pursuer that the moon's reflection on a nearby pond is actually a block of cheese floating on its surface, and that the wolf must drink all of its water to get it eventually. The wolf drinks too much and bursts, leaving the fox alive and victorious. In fact, on April Fool's Day in 2002, NASA claimed to have proven once and for all that the moon was made of cheese by releasing a photoshopped image with an expiration date printed on one of its craters. Number 12. Fizzy drink is juice that has gone off. The creative tactic of telling kids that fizzy drinks are just juice that has gone off used to be a humorous way to discourage them from consuming sugary sodas. By framing the fizzy drink as something undesirable, parents would steer their kids toward healthier beverage choices without the typical resistance. This clever tactic works particularly well if the kids associate carbonation with spoilage, making them hesitant to try drinks like lemonade, which they mistakenly label as yucky. Number 13. If you eat the seeds from a piece of fruit, a tree will grow in your tummy. This was always an odd one. If you eat the seeds of an apple, orange, or watermelon, then a plant will start to grow. First of all, can we just take a minute to appreciate how terrifying this lie is? Secondly, it makes no sense when you think about logically. There are plenty of seeds you eat regularly, and these were never considered part of the lie. What about strawberries, raspberries, tomatoes, cucumbers? No internal gardening going on there. So what made apples, oranges, and melons so special? Fruit serves as the protective shell for seeds as they develop, and while accidentally eating a fruit seed may not lead to a plant growing inside you, some seeds are better for you than others. In fact, the seeds of pears, papayas, watermelons, and jackfruit are good for you. They can help lower your cholesterol, ease bowel issues, help digest protein, and regulate your blood pressure, while other seeds are not so great. Apple seeds, for example, contain cyanide. You would have to eat a lot of seeds for it to poison you, around 200. Number 14. Eating a lot of sugar will make you hyper. The belief that sugar makes kids hyper is a common myth. Research has shown that sugar doesn't directly cause hyperactivity. Instead, it leads to a temporary energy spike followed by a crash, often leaving them feeling more tired than energized. The myth likely persists because sugar is often consumed at exciting events like parties, where kids are naturally more active. While sugar doesn't make you hyper, it's still wise to consume it in moderation to avoid other health risks like weight gain and tooth decay. Number 15. If you try a new food, you will live 72 days longer. The claim that trying a new food will extend your life by 72 days is one of those intriguing statements without a clear source. While it sounds catchy, there's no scientific evidence to back it up other than your parents wanted you to exploring new foods that can lead to a more diverse and nutritious diet, which is beneficial for overall health. Number 16. Haggis is an animal that lives in Scotland. The belief that haggis is a mythical animal native to Scotland is a humorous tale parents tell to encourage their kids to eat their dinner. According to this playful myth, the wild haggis has legs of different lengths, allowing it to run around the hills and mountains of the Scottish Highlands, but only in one direction. In reality, haggis is a traditional Scottish dish made from oats and the organs of sheep, seasoned and encased in the sheep's stomach. This creative storytelling adds a fun twist to a dish with a rich culinary history, making it more appealing to children while cleverly avoiding the more complex truth behind its ingredients. Number 17. If you don't finish all the rice on the plate, they will cry. Asian parents often tell their kids that if they don't finish all the rice on their plate, the leftover rice grains will cry. They say each grain of rice represents the hard work of farmers, so wasting it is almost like disrespecting their effort. I remember vividly imagining the rice, with tiny eyes and tears, crying out from the bottom of the bin, begging not to be thrown away. That mental picture still haunts me today, and to this day, I try to finish every last grain on my plate. Number 18. Black jelly beans were made of dirty, rotten socks. Growing up, I was always told that black jelly beans were made of dirty, rotten socks. I believed it completely, which made sense to my childhood brain since black jelly beans tasted so awful compared to the others. 19. Eating spinach will grow your muscles like Popeye. That's what my parents used to say every time spinach showed up on the dinner table. As a kid, I was convinced that after just one bite, I'd instantly bulk up with biceps as huge as Popeye's. Spinach is packed with nutrients like iron and vitamins, So while it didn't give me superpowers, it probably did help me grow healthier. But I still kind of wish I had those Popeye muscles. Ingredients. Alright folks, that's a wrap on debunking those childhood food myths. Remember, just because your parents said it doesn't always mean it's true. Keep questioning, keep learning, and let's all strive for a healthier relationship with food. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe for more myth-busting content, and share your own food myths in the comments below. Until next time, stay curious and stay hungry for the truth. Goodbye.